Now, he was a record-breaking goalkeeper, born and bred in Topsham, and now the life of Dick Pym is on show for people to see.
Yes, the exhibition at the local museum marks 100 years since the first cup final at Wembley, where Pincher Pym helped Bolton to victory in front of hundreds of thousands of fans. Here's Annie Olsen.
From being a salmon fisherman on the River Exe to shaking hands with kings, the life of Dick Pym, seen here wearing the dark goalie's jumper, was far from ordinary. He swapped fishing nets to football nets and different catches altogether.
Well, he started playing football in Topsham and was spotted by Exeter City, went on to the Exeter City books in 1911, and apart from the First World War, he played with them until 21. And at that point he was transferred to Bolton Wanderers for a world record transfer fee for a goalkeeper, and then he stayed with Bolton Wanderers for 10 years, during which he won in the 3 cup finals and his international honours, and then he returned to Topsham and resumed his salmon fishing.
Now items that have been in boxes under beds and kept in safe places for a century are on show for the world to see. But for his youngest grandson, Jeff, it's the lessons he learnt on the water that stay with him.
He was so kind to people. I spent a lot of time on the river, salmon fishing with him and learning a lot about the river. People say that I learned to row before I could learn to ride a bike, and that was down to my grandfather. I suppose in Topsham, you didn't realise when you were his grandson that he was special. He was my grandfather.
Well, there are many fascinating things to see at this exhibition. This one has really caught my eye. This is one of the first winning FA Cup medals to be given out at Wembley, and Dick Pym still holds the record to this day to be the only goalkeeper to keep 3 clean sheets in 3 FA Cup finals.
It's this first cup final, known as the White Horse Final, held 100 years ago this month, that the exhibition is marking, when around 300,000 football fans stormed the pitch to watch Bolton Wanderers take on West Ham.
The police and the players gradually tried to move the crowd back until they got them back as far as the touchline. And then the crowd all just sat down and watched the match. And there was one of the police horses was a white horse, and he became the feature of the match.
In his older years, Dick told his daughter about his life. It was then typed up by his great-grandson to tell his story in his own words. And it's those words that stay with Richard.
When you come into the exhibition, you see the old newsreels and you hear Grandad's voice. And to hear your grandfather's voice, who died 30 years ago, to hear that voice again is absolutely magical.
The Pym family pride clear to see in this rags to pictures story. Annie Olsen, ITV News, Topsham.